Let's continue with the main scenario quest. Estinian, House of Divinities. That Matsya fellow you were helping, he's Akasudara, is he not? Apparently, it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is this perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that Akasudara would be their primary targets. For this the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akiali lies to the west, as I recall. The same direction as Krall's acquaintance, incidentally. Cool. Until then, keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Okay. Fair enough. And I will keep my eyes peeled to that map to find any and all fates. I was not close enough. You do not see Matsya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. Okay. And that one there. Let's wait a little bit until someone actually activates that fate. And if no one does, I'm gonna go up there after I finish this quest. You do not see Matsya from here either. No! Leave me alone! Help! Somebody help! Matsya's voice. It came from the north. There we go. Tempered Imperial. Of course they are. I'm sorry for everyone around here who's in a cutscene right now, but you know. They kinda... The enemies kind of spawn here. Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found him in time. We did indeed. You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We've heard that the Akasudara were being targeted. Surely you have as well? Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean, all we have. I see. That's a decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. Thus our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they are not true divinities. They are monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that this for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time, we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would that we would learn all we may about them. Wilt you not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. Oh, I've done worse. But to answer your questions, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We are good, gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge. Add fish. Of course. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Akyali? I mean, duh. Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. Okay. So this is the simulacra of Fafnerian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, it can be none now. The kidnapped Hanesh are imprisoned in the tower. I pray they will be able to save them. That we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting the false gods, like as not. Aye, as you said, we'd do well to study their religious traditions to Akyali. Or Akyali, whatever. Some imitation of that pronunciation, I guess. Okay, and the fate is gone, which was to be expected, I guess. Again, it's going to be like that for a couple of days. I think, if not over a week. Let me check something. Ah, damn it. Through here, and we are there. Welcome to Akyali, my friend. The name means a white beach, and there isn't much here save that, but please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and to do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and Odd Hasveda. They are free at the moment, as it happens. Sure. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Manusya, beings of wisdom, who assume the form of men, and the Murga, beings of might, who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their form and personalities many and varied. Okay. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? Ha! That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears, then, and listen. In ancient times, the Manusya and the Murga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusya, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusya coveted the might of their Marga, and so they, too, resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusya have worn animal faces and the Murga have limbs of men. Interesting indeed. There you are, and learn a thing or two about our gods I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Okay. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, would like to see it. Interesting. Ah. They are Manusia. You heard about them already? Yes. 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Sinduruva, the goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sanduruva. As a goddess of wealth, she counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Minduruva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. Okay. So wisdom, trade, and craft. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Mirga, if I may ask? The Mirga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Akasodara. Sorry for butchering the names, by the way. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. Excuse me? There be dragons? You worship dragons too? It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Razadhan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as a guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that, if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. This is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sought out Kral's acquaintance, an alchemist by the name of Nidhana, or Nidana probably. According to Kral's notes, we're to find her at a place called Great Work, further north along the coast. I've already been there, so that makes it easy. I'm also going to open up a window because it's getting a little bit hot in here, so BRB. And yes, I know that that was most ungraceful. Sorry about that. Oh well. Matsuya, I can still talk to you. The Great Work. Did you say you're going to see Nidana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. Did I say she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. At those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Okay. There. Akasodara Alchemist. You okay there? You don't seem okay. None of you seem okay. At least you're only asleep and not dead. So, I guess that's good.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Hello.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
Uh-oh.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
Of course, of course. I also just noticed that my microphone is picking up the speakers. Which
People of the great work,
they really
come
shouldn't.
bearing new scales.
Scales?
We have new scales?
Wow.
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
So let me quickly fix that if I
Those are dragon
can.
scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower.
Okay.
Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people?
Who are you people? Alright, that should have fixed the
Of
microphone
course.
issue.
You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Ah, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
Cinderella, perfect.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Oh god, I wish that was me. Let me...
How did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That sounds good. That looks good.
As well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Wow.
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Oh no.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
Yeet!
I should like to draw a file or two, if so. Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Oh no.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Pray. Oh, poor Stinian.
Oh dear, your poor companion.
Oh, I forgot to
What
switch
with
class.
your
Fuck.
scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement.
Oh
No
well.
harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk?
Yes, and give me time to switch my class.
As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Okay. So, let me switch. Boop. That is better. Your chocobo keep, might as well get you off my map. Awesome. Alright. Nidana, let's talk. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kral herself is tied up with another investigation, Laverne is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better not having my blood drawn, I suppose. What exactly is it that you need me to do? Nothing complicated, I assure you. We ask only that you serve as an escort. I'll explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for our own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. In that case, RNG and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful, seeing as you all work to the point of collapse. That's the sentence that is written here. I suspect you could do with more hands. We'll be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and venture turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Interesting. Are they going to summon a primal? that is going to try and temper us? I would be curious. Oh, here's Nidana. And close the map for now. Drunken Deeper. Okay. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I gave you to the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The Drunken Deeper. A deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capabilities. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Okay. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you're not the subject. Follow the Drunken Deeper's lead and try not to fall behind. Okay. The target is preoccupied, unable to interact. Reading Etheric Blast, I assume. Reading Ether, please stand back. Ready to discharge. Okay. Discharging Ether. You are struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Okay. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Running the ether, please stand back. Okay. Ready to discharge? Test, whatever. You are struck by another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding? Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. I want that as a minion, by the way. Please. Please, Square Enix, give me Jumping Lantern as a minion. Reading Ether, please stand back. Of course, of course. That's the 3rd time? Yeah. You are struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effect. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. Okay. You are struck by the strongest blast of ether yet, but survive completely unscathed. Ether exposure test concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. Yoink. Someone's... No, they can't fly. Okay. was going to say. Ah, you returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let me take the Deeper off your hands. Having exhausted all of its ether, the drunken Deeper is now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the Talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Then the strength of your blessing is beyond a doubt. There is no risk that the towel will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Cool. 448,000 experience. Not bad. You're a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it. Spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we are Kasodara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. Sure. I will have also need to activate my FC buffs again. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kadia's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. Okay. Action, Seat of Battle 3, and... Sure, I don't have anything else that I can use right now, so let's go with this one. That is already done, or near so at least. Huh. I might as well help here. Alright, I guess we're going to fight 3 Tempered Imperials. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we are being followed. Look out! Here, I guess that much. Lol. Gods, but that gave me a fright to think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope? Yeah, I'm fine. Good, good. Let's continue on then. It's not far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. Okay. Thankfully, we've already been here. Oh. Well, I guess now that I've triggered it, I might as well kill it. And quick enough and without issues. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they came to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit wheat grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Sure. Razadhan.
Yes, that would be Radzadhan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzadhan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and
Thavnair,
prosperity
interesting.
reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates the solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzadhan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Hello there.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name?
Oh.
Oh, something. Owen?
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
You're weird, Fernando. Very weird. Exceedingly weird. I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? We shall. On December 4th, that is today, from 11:30 to 11:40, emergency maintenance will be performed on the firmament and the dome and enclave on all worlds. During this period, affected areas will be unavailable. Please move to a different area. Okay. That does not concern me in the least, because I am not in the firmament or in the dome and enclave, but thank you for that notice, Square Enix. We, of course, are oblivious to what, like, our characters are oblivious to what Fanny Pack is doing. But we, as a player, kept wondering what the fuck is going on. Laverne, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we are that a little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude.